Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, The Shadows of Change, where today we're settling in with our 4th Hex, and at this point all we need to do is just burn essence on Hexes as quickly as possible. I think I'm going to probably not do all that much creation of incantations, because I just don't think that the real world time to essence spent ratio is good enough, really. But I don't know. We'll see. The Hexes do a good job. I guess let's take this other point of mentor, and we're thinking about another army, right? Which means we should probably start recruiting another Ice Witch. Zoya von Nemirovitz. Wow. Okay. SCCZ. YTT. I don't even know how to begin to approach. This is a lot of consonants in a row. Okay, so we were working on this. We were working on this line. Yeah, I guess so. It's fine. It'll be fine. So we got Wolfric the Wanderer sailing in here.
Who calls?
I'm not 100% sure. Am I allowed to use Lightning Strike on the sea? What does this army look like? So they have a fair number of units of Marauder Champions. These are pretty solid. 38 attack, 50 defense, 57 defense. They have real armor. They have lots of health. They have good shields. And they have some other stuff going on. 15% physical resistance. Yeah, like a 15% physical resistance aura on top of 10% more physical resist. The rest of these units I'm a lot less concerned about. You see these Marauders are really, really not prepared for combat. They forgot to get dressed this morning. They do have some projectile horsemen. I hesitate to even call them like missile cavalry. I guess, you know, a javelin's a missile. But they don't really do very much damage. I guess, you know, although these are not very armor-piercing, that is a higher amount of damage than you get from a lot of bow units. So, okay. They have some monsters, of course, not terribly good against us. And then some units of monstrous infantry, which are also going to have problems because they are large units, and we are very good at dealing with large units. What's his backup army got? His backup army is going to be even easier for us to deal with. It's a lot of slow-moving large stuff. You know, maybe we just ride out and handle it. If I can lightning strike them, I do. If not, I think we might still win. Yeah, take the lightning strike. Decisive victory, casualties low. The game knows what's up. I'll just take the auto-resolve. Let's take back whatever health we can get. Get ourselves some more traits and whatnot. This apparently we've done a fair amount of fighting at sea now. We have become an admirable admiral. And yeah, we can run you off too. This one, they want to tell us it's a close victory. Whatever, I'll take it. Let's just get rid of these nerds. I'm a little surprised by that, because that is the right outcome. That is, we would definitely have won those battles, both of them, if we had played them individually. But in my experience, the auto-resolver, especially on higher difficulties, has been a little bit less kind than that. Okay, you are running very close to being out of skill points to spend. Although I guess you're also hitting max level, so it's kind of not really all that big of a deal. Okay, and then we're into the part where you are taking effectively fake skill points as well. Alright, let's talk about these lizard problems. So Hex Talk has followed us out. I'm actually kind of curious. Can we get a sense? So this is still Shrine of Sotek land. Wow, it's not Maku Peaks until like past where Sergei is. I was kind of thinking like when might we be able to apply the curse mark? So the answer is he is not close enough yet. And really, we can't even turn around and reach him. Okay. He's doing a great job of staying just out of my ability to attack him. So we'll take his crummy little settlement here. Install ourselves. Get a turn of friendly settlement replenishment, which is probably a thing that he didn't really want to be happening.
It cements my
He could maybe have thought this through just a little bit more. Let's improve income from buildings here. And Maku Peaks has kind of not the right stuff in it. All right, how much are we healing this turn? Oh, a huge amount. Basically going back to full. Very close. Yeah, this is grim for them. You definitely need melee defense. Your melee defense is way too low for the rest of your stats. You probably just need to keep learning spells. You know what? Let's finish upgrading Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. Because, like, it isn't terrible. It is a fair amount of damage, especially for the amount of wins that it costs. And it slows people, lets us get more arrows into them once they're inside arrow range.
Ice Witch, Weaver of the Frost.
All right, let's grab that bonus campaign movement range first, as ever.
Such elegance.
And I probably want to start moving forward. Yeah, let's definitely get some of that going.
The Snowbringer.
Right, your assistants, which can also level up. Get that arcane conduit soon enough. Yeah, I want to heal up, but I also want to present a threat to Pahuax. We gotta make them believe that we will take it. If they don't, do something. So we'll take the lower amount of stuff out here. We have got to fix her. Hold on, let's fix her up real quick. First of all, ancillaries. Who are the most important? Construction time down for buildings in this area, not so important. A Kossar, that matters a bunch. Would have been good to apply that before moving. The Ritual Enforcer is mostly just an anti-corruption thing, not really all that important. A Valet is reasonable. Veteran Warrior, sure, we have 1 million Veteran Warriors. Okay. And now that we have all of those slots filled up, we could go and give her some banners to give to her troops. The Banner of Prague, the Razor Standard is pretty okay, I guess. It's a little bit of a buff for units nearby. And then she is 40 attack, 38 defense. So she's actually not a terrible combat unit. This weapon is part of a set. Interesting. It gives you a bound spell that really dramatically reduces the melee defense of an enemy. That's compelling. It doesn't have any combat stats on it. But let's throw that on you. Like a Talisman of Endurance. I don't think we're going to be just like charging her into battle necessarily, but I do think that it's perfectly reasonable to like give her the Balalaika and have her stand close to combat. She's going to end up on bareback and stuff. Once she gets leveled up enough, she will receive a bear. And yeah, we'll give her some Armor of Destiny. And then she just needs an arcane item. Gastuva's Egg is so weird. It's not a bad item, but I'm not sure what I'd want to use it for, because removing the ability for your own units to move is very harsh. I honestly I might rather just have like a spell, just like any random damage spell. I'm just not sure how to use Gastuva's Egg. Okay.
Only I may wield it.
That will make you a little bit more functional. I'm going to put a Scroll of Blast on you as well. Sure, you can have the Everfolkofsh. And then, like, just kind of some whatever gear. Yeah, weapon strength up. Armor and melee defense. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to stress too much about the ancillaries for the hero. I guess having a student equipped is just like, is nothing but good. Campaign line of sight is nice. Okay. This army's like pretty ready for battle now. Natalia is, I guess, just gonna keep generating Research speed. We could go and harass these other people. Oh, she's tired though, right? Yeah. You know what? Just basically stay put then. All right, we have a very great amount of money. It's gonna be 9 turns before we can upgrade this again. Rough. Let's go and pursue lots of upgrades in lots of places. We're only 3 turns away from being able to upgrade Tor Koruali. Tor Koruali. There we go. Okay, slowly the work gets done. It's tough to level up on this temperate island. Who could possibly withstand all this temperate weather, all of this gentle, pleasant weather? I'll tell you what, I live in what I believe is considered to be a temperate zone, and I guess the weather here has been pretty difficult to stand the last, oh gosh, I guess couple of years, actually. I miss the climate of my youth. Yuan Bo, we have common enemies. Indeed. Let's make this happen. Are we already trading? We are. Okay. I was going to say, why is that not available here? But that's, yeah, that's a good reason. Let's generate some stable borders because it's not going to be too long before before we are sharing a line here. It's nice to see Eatane massing up for something, although I don't know what it is exactly that they're going to do. Yeah, Hexawaddle is still showing up as being so powerful overall. It's really wild. I don't know where all of their military force is. It certainly isn't around here. I mean, I'm guessing that we banished a lot of it when we teleported that army away, which is very funny. But it couldn't possibly have been so much. Like it seems like we are being told that we should probably be expecting at least 2 full stacks of troops beyond what we can see, because they're showing up as being a little bit more powerful than we are. So I'm expecting like 4 full stacks. And I just don't, it doesn't make any sense to me. They've got to be further south. They've got to be whatever offensive campaign goals were being pursued. They're still being pursued down there. Okay, so the vampires are at war with the orcs. Actually, I thought they were kind of moving up in support. But that's really bad news for those orcs. The bone rattlers are probably not long for this world, being pressed from both sides by vastly militarily superior foes. Good news for us. Well, good news for us unless those vampires become a problem. They get so strong feeding off of the orcs and then decide to turn their eyes even further northward. Alright, the Disciples of the Maw is one of the major ogre factions. Been removed from the game. Let's get some of these upgrades in place so that resentment does not, in fact, grow. I hate it when resentment grows. It's terrible news. Okay. What's up, Zoya? Do we want a Tempest Witch or do we want an Ice Witch? Honestly, I'm going to take a Tempest Witch, even though I do think Ice looks better, just so that we can try both of them.
At your peril.
Mother Astankia could probably use a little bit of quiet time here. But we do have the opportunity to burn Zoishank, and I think we probably want to take it. Yeah, I guess do this. I can't construct any more growth buildings than I currently have.
spirits, aid me.
Yeah, I think we could knock this out, raise it, and just fall back. It's actually
They will be.
It's actually a pretty decent sized garrison, so fully getting rid of this settlement is very useful. That's not bad. Melee attack down for all enemies within 35 meters of this combat unit is definitely interesting.
Call me witch.
We might want to put that on one of our characters. Actually, I wonder if I should I just hire a patriarch for the Ice Witch army? Maybe I should. We probably have the capacity. And if so, this might be a good item for that character to wield. But I won't be able to recruit them here because I don't have the building. Every time we take a place over, the recruitment building exists there, and I just burn it down immediately. Maku Peaks, we can start building this thing. Which means the quickest way to get to one of these is going to be to take over another settlement, right?
Bride of the Ice.
Ooh, yeah, she really could use the extra replenishment aid. She is not getting very much back. Well,
It is my duty.
in normal march mode, I don't quite have the ability to affect anything
To
here.
march forth.
So I guess I'm going to try
I
to
will permit rest. Discretion must
and try to be a little bit sneaky here.
Gospodar.
Hopefully they will move as though they cannot see us.
Extend my authority.
And you are going into encampment mode and marching forward into their land in total safety. So we'll be back at full health at the end of this turn.
Witch.
You have almost all of the meaningful points for your role.
Dogs. Swine.
Do I want to just remove more heroes from the map? Probably.
Traitor they are.
Just limit this faction's vision. There's definitely some value in that. Okay, so we have
Only to the throne.
Jinx land available. We should probably just use it, right? I should probably Jinx land every time it comes off cooldown. So the Witchwood's up here. Where's the Haunted Forest? Ooh, that's a good one. That's very far from everything. All right, friend. You. Be gone. All right, there we go. That's a good amount of resources spent there. Make my life a lot easier. Actually, since we did that, I feel like this happened last time too.
Highborn son.
Let's change up the move here. Go get the Shrine of Sotek quickly.
My composure will not falter.
Yuan is here, so
Through me.
these are really basic troops, aren't they? Yeah, 2634. I don't know exactly how that harmony thing works. I know you want to have Yang troops with Yin troops, or Yang troops rather. But this seems like a very low-tech army to me. Well, whatever. If he can take the Eye of the Crimson Skull, the important thing is that he doesn't steal the shrine from us, because it's part of my province. All right. What do you got, Legion of Chaos? Are you... nope, they are not threatening me at all. Well, I guess I appreciate that. So, at the moment, we don't really need any more territory. I mean, we didn't really need to take any more territory probably from the last time we gained a Hex. I just wanted Erengrad because I have strong feelings about it. Sort of arbitrary feelings about it. So I don't really know what I want to do with my troops in sort of the medium term as we are earning our long-term goal. It doesn't really feel useful to get into a bunch of other wars. And obviously, we could get some cool stuff, some cool landmark buildings and whatnot, by getting the Ice Court to confederate. But I don't have, like, military goals right now. And that does make it feel a little silly to be thinking about, like, putting together new groups of soldiers. I think those guys are planning on attacking that port we took from them. They're sending, like, a quarter force. Because, like, they know there can't be much of a garrison there. That's really annoying. That's a really annoying thing for them to do. I think probably the right play for us is to just continue to put pressure on Pahuax. Let them do that if they want to do that. Take the major settlements so that they lose, recruitment capability. And there's a pretty good chance that they will not even actually conquer it. They'll just, like, sack it and back off. And if they do that, they will be on land inside our territory, and we will simply curse mark them and then devour them at our leisure. Huh. That Slaanesh army came down and resurrected that settlement as a scaling settlement, not as their own. The Scalings must be their vassal. They granted the region to their vassal. That's interesting. It's a little annoying because I'm not at war with the Scalings. For good reason. I don't really want to be. So I guess I'm just going to let them have it. What's your deal? I don't even know who you are. Look at all the things I have, though. We have a lot of different goods, but we probably don't actually have them in quantities to support all of our current trade agreements. So we're not getting we're getting sort of like the base value from a lot of these. You know what? This force is not capable of taking over the Monument to the Moon, even with the garrison as fucked as it is. Well, you know what? Maybe. We have a lot of arrows. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
To rule.
Right, let's capture the Shrine of Sotek.
Motherland never falters.
This is mine.
Never yield.
And we should definitely make sure we check. Is this a place that I can hire a patriarch? No, this one, for the first time, we found one that didn't come with one of those things. You know what? We're going to have to build a growth structure somewhere. We'll put up the trade route thing when this hits tier 3. Plus, that structure has some control on it. All right. The Withering's not bad, right? No, the Withering's pretty good.
Keeper of ice magic.
I think we should probably advance on them.
Rest and refresh yourselves.
We'll do it in no attrition mode. They have Feng Zhuge here. Well, I guess this stuff's not right. The other Lizardman settlement was all the way down here. So we are unlikely to see probably any more resistance outside of this army, whatever it is they do with that army. Scourge of the Corrupt or Court Controller. I suppose I like this one a little bit better because, we have very good solutions for corruption in any case.
The forest comes for you.
Oh no! Oh, this is the Sarl, not the Scalings. I am at war with the Sarl. I am in fact allowed to just run up here and re-raise this. And it would probably be trivial to do it.
No.
And that guy's close enough that he would probably show up as reinforcements to the battle.
The secret of my
Maybe.
cauldron. It is easy to discover.
Yeah.
simply need crawl inside.
I'm going to try to hit them from... You know what? This angle's fine.
Feed the forest rage.
I did not say you were allowed to have this.
Burning this will make.
I re-obliterated that faction. That's what they did. They reawakened a destroyed faction. Okay, this is critically important. The #1 most important upgrade available. Let's get all of that stuff rolling.
Which?
You're exhausted, so just wait, I guess. Yeah, ports. Upgrading settlements that have ports in them. That's pretty good. God, we have so much stuff. We just own so much territory. So how we doing here? We're already down to 692. What we want to be doing is firing these two on cooldown, and then the Coven's Curse Mark whenever we get a chance. And that should get us where we're going. So they can see my army approaching. I'm not trying to be stealthy or anything. I'm curious what they're going to do about it, because they certainly can't, like, ride out and attack us.
Fight the diplomat.
Join your war against all of the Chaos Forces. You know what? I have enough on my plate at the moment. And also, I just don't need 3,000 gold, frankly. Okay, Yuanbo's army looks like it's in terrible shape. Did they... I guess they must have attacked the garrison at the Isle of the Crimson Skull and lost? I don't know why you would be running an army that looks like that on this turn, like this late into the game, you know? It must be a case of having, like, lost a lot of territory. So all of their recruitment structures got chopped up. I don't know what the hell they are doing. Where are all of your troops? I mean, aside from, you know, I know where 2 of the stacks are. We actually don't know where Mazdamundi is at this point, and there's no reason to think that he couldn't be back soon. It was quite a few turns ago that we sent him all the way to hell. And I assume if his army had been wiped out, we would already see him as a legendary lord back in their settlement, back in their territory over here, trying to be at the head of an army of troops that they're recruiting. So he must still be alive somewhere. Okay, interesting. I think that's a goblin faction, the one with the big purple flag. Some weird stuff going on south of those mountains. Not stuff that we particularly have to care about, I suppose. Okay, another Chaos Force showing up from the north in significant number. That is the kind of thing that we might eventually have to care about. Did Azazel's army move forward next to that settlement and then get just, like, completely abandoned by his allies? Because if so, we are snatching that dude. If so, he is becoming paste. We should be at full health. Should be a pretty easy win, and we get a legendary. We get a trait for defeating him. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's probably not, like, super valuable. But I do so love to collect free bonuses. Okay. Hexwaddle have summoned a new Slan Mage Priest. They have not replaced this lord, though. Wait, are you? No, okay, you're just a Croxagore Ancient. I thought for a second this was one of the other Lizardmen legendary lords, and maybe some kind of Confederation stuff had happened, but it seems like no. Officially, the Ice Court only accepts young women of noble lineage, for only they deserve its timeless wisdom. What a system. Exceptions are sometimes made, though none may talk of it. When a farmer beseeches the court, offering 1,000 saddlebags of blood-stained gold, his daughter is accepted without question. Okay. Not like that training cost is meaningful anyway, right? The Ice Court sends its envoys to barracks and lodges of the Kislevian armies. A great respect is placed on such a visitation as they look to the Ice Witch for guidance. Hell yeah, missile strength up for the entire army. That is rad as hell.
Bow to me.
Alright, so if we march mode you, I can get you over to here.
Lives chosen.
Storm Summoner.
The thing is, we could put this settlement under siege right now. I'm honestly not sure if it's worth doing so. Ooh, the Temple of Kara got lost. So these are their last two settlements then, right? Okay, cool. I think that might have been the doing of our elven allies.
Frosts. If the frost
And good on them if so. Okay, they'll just give us a victory straight up here. I guess, you know, I see 16 units in the garrison and I get nervous, but I forget that, like, a significant portion of them are going to be skinks, and then they're going to have, like, cavalry and monster units who can't actually, like, participate in a significant portion of the combat. And
honor your motherland.
also, we have cannons. We have very, very large cannons.
I will make it elegant.
Okay.
I am the storm.
And look at that. We do indeed have the ability to recruit a patriarch.
For the Ice Court.
So if I'm going to bring in a patriarch, what am I going to take out? Probably one of the units of... Probably one of the Thing in the Woods units.
Winter is our comrade.
Okay, we have one of the 7 patriarchs that we are allowed. Physical resistance 10% for yourself is interesting. Leadership aura size up. Okay. Evgeny is very... Well, I suppose... Sorry. This Evgeny is very clearly the right one.
Patriarch of Kislev.
The
Alright,
ice.
bunch of skill points for you. I think we want to do the standard thing here and pick up as much magic as we can, as quickly as we can. So, Ice Sheet is a big speed reduction for our enemies. Frost Blades is big damage and big melee attack. That's pretty compelling. And then Death Frost was the damage one. Let's grab Frost Blades first.
A wondrous tool indeed.
I guess we don't have that much melee, but I don't know. I still like it. Arcane Conduit, Magical Reserves. Alright, and we may as well kick somebody out of the army now, so we're paying less upkeep per turn. We'll fold that dude in, and that will help a lot with their very poor replenishment. And then we may want to go down here to the Isle of the Crimson Skull and just burn it.
Protector.
Azazel's army appears to have disappeared. I don't
Forest hag.
trust that at all. I think they're there in an ambush mode, but just running at them is pretty dangerous. Do I want to do that? Is that how I want to handle this? Because we could just fall into their ambush and then with my vastly superior troops just kill them in the ambush.
Kislev's
I guess I don't know that for sure though.
get wisdom, and all else shall follow. Rely on the hag.
Without being able to see what their army is made of, I do, I think, get a little bit more nervous about that as a plan.
Used. Gullible fools.
And we're not going to be able to use the curse mark anywhere because nobody is daring to step into my territory, which is damnable cowardice.
Kislev needs us. Why tarry?
All right.
The spoilers of Kislev.
One good ambush deserves another, right? We have so many upgrades to pursue. Okay, that's an important one for sure. We should be okay on Awaken the Land. I'm going to remove this. We can build a second... Well, I guess we have a second order building, or control, rather, building in place. We'll probably just leave the church here. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So I think the next time our forest teleport comes up, we are teleporting one of our actual armies over to Lorelorn Forest. But unfortunately, I do think we're going to have to deal with that last Lizardman settlement ourselves. I just don't trust the AI to have their shit together enough to just go over there and knock over a minor settlement. Alariel is up there waging perhaps the most gradual war of all time. Someday she'll actually take a settlement. Any minute now. I'm a little concerned at how much stabilizing is going on over here. Again, I really wish that Alariel had stayed focused enough to really weaken the exiles. We are only trending toward -50 with them now, so they're starting to forget. It's happening in like fits and starts. There's a little bit of backsliding going on here and there. Ooh, that is vampire territory a hell of a lot further west than I would like. Honestly, maybe that is our next concern. Teleport an army to Lorelorn and from there start to aid our allies in the pushback of the vampire nation. Because it would probably be pretty bad for us if they were to actually, survive and do all right. Yep, Azazel's army was in fact right there. Failed to see my ambush. Oh, and yeah, we would have been fine against this army. Look at this. Trolls, which like in theory are fine in combat, but they have a very serious leadership issue. If you can just shoot at them a little bit as they're coming in, they go completely to pieces. Chaos Warhounds, really crummy units. Just a lot of stuff that we would tear apart at range as it approached. Maybe we should take that opportunity to go take the Tower of Crack from them. They have overplayed their hand, and now they are weak. Unfortunately, having the Tower of Crack, like one big benefit of taking over that sort of like really tight bottleneck area when you're just fighting Norskins is that it means that a lot more of their efforts are focused on attacking you there, so you can sort of like compress their force a little. They will still sail down to attack Erengrad as well, but at least you can see the ships coming, right? But because our enemies own so much land to the east of us, we really wouldn't be safe at all moving forward like that, because they could just hit us from so many different angles in so many different places. This army of Torg was trying to do an ambush. What a bunch of fools. Alright, we killed A couple of their wizards in battle in a very permanent way. Okay, leadership up and weapon strength up for lords and heroes in this army. Just under all conditions. That's actually pretty good. Defeating Azazel matters quite a bit. So we know we want to push on to the Festival of Urza.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
Are you a glacial blaster? Get 3 uses of this poor damage explosion that exists mostly to apply frostbite, it looks like. Or an ice shard wielder, which is definitely better damage. Yeah, let's go that way.
Spirits,
Get you
I
some
see.
spell-like abilities. So the tower doesn't even have a landmark. Nor is it quite at the water. It's like along this river right next to the bay, but it doesn't have a proper dock.
I do these terrible things from love for Keith.
I probably should ride east. We're still not at war with this faction. I think we take advantage of that fact. We just push over here. How many settlements does the Skaven faction have? Okay, we're looking at the whole thing. We could probably just eliminate them. They're looking very weak right now. Of course, I have to be careful not to overextend because, you know, they have friends in the immediate area. But I think we can handle this. Alright, finish the curse mark. There's 0 chance I'm ever going to pull you from the army to do a curse mark thing. So this is Fort Ostrosk.
Alex is good.
We could
Power and maintains obedience.
we could sort of run up slow and try to just ambush our way in.
Calls to me there.
I think that's probably worthwhile.
There is a magic in stillness, a silence.
We are currently...
Kislev will blame you.
Actually, it doesn't look like we do have a research bonus right now,
Knowledge taken for greater
and we do not gain one.
stirring.
She'll get there. One of the largest contributors to success chance
I said
of
no.
hero actions is the hero's level. So as we continue to level up, you know, things will get better. Let's upgrade arbitrarily you. Get some medicinal herbs going up here. Ooh, casualty replenishment rate up nation or faction wide. It's very compelling.
The great orthodoxy with Orson's bread.
Okay, definitely focus on that troop replenishment thing. Also, let's get you some basic gear. A white cloak of Ulrich, I think, is going to work quite well on you. None of these items are even good enough to equip. The chance to knock enemy spell resistance down so that the witch can do horrible things to them is probably worthwhile. We may as well give you a sword, just any sword. We're sadly out of armor. Don't know how that happened. I don't want to give you a Kossar because you're not actually affecting movement chance. We're not going to give you that. Yeah, okay. All of these other bonuses exist already for this army. Alright, so we'll knock that out. That's critically important. You definitely need to just hang out and heal. Yeah, we have a really large amount of money. And just like no need for it, right? We've run out of ways really to do things with money that we care about. Which is not the same as things that might matter. Yeah, these have slightly longer cooldowns than I might like. Maybe I do need to be doing this stuff too, even though I do find it perhaps a little, the tiniest bit tedious. You know what? Let's do this thing.
to hold it all. This sparks joy.
And what else? I was using this. That's right.
Precious, this one. Lost it is.
Then without thinking about it too hard, just like
Why need I these when the fools
cast these lower ones, because what we're primarily doing here is just generating spending.
put it away?
All right, let's see how they feel about this. I've been a little surprised at how reluctant the enemy seems to go after Erengrad itself, because it's still low level. It's still definitely vulnerable. But even on turns when our ambush does stick, and so they don't realize that we are here, they're just not going for it. And maybe that's AI programming that indicates that maybe they are smart enough to realize that it looks like a trap and to not go for it because it looks like a trap. But honestly, I don't think that's actually helping them all that much in this case. I mean, they got to do something, right? If they never do anything that looks like walking into a trap on purpose, then they will simply never do anything. Yeah, like I said, there's no way that army is claiming this, so that's kind of weird. It's weird that they even did that. It's the kind of desperation you get from them when they realize that the writing is on the wall. So throughout the Unclean, I think we can probably just... I don't know. With him there and the two armies from Azazel's faction, it might be hard to keep pushing on the Skaven. We could just attack their settlements and sack them. Sacking them pushes you back kind of the same way that raising does, but it also leaves you with any movement you have left over after the run back. So, it's a thing you can sort of like hit and run. Yeah, wow, the vampires are as far west as Flensburg. That's crazy. Well, I think we're going to have to do something about it. Okay, somebody had the wherewithal to take that tower away from the Khemri. Are those two actually at war, or were they grouping up for mutual defense? Are they that afraid of me? Unfortunately, grouping up for mutual defense isn't actually going to work because we have lightning strike. That said, with those four armies right on top of each other like that, we might need to play some of those battles manually, even if they'll give us a victory on auto-resolve, just to prevent the auto-resolver from damaging our melee troops unreasonably. Yeah. Trade agreement, please. Military access would also be nice, and then pay me out. Okay. Doing our level best to make friends over here. Alright, found a Dawnstone, which is actually a pretty nice piece of loot.
The spirits agree.
So yeah, they are allied. This was a defensive maneuver. Do we want to just run through the whole lot of them? Do I have the movement for that?
witch?
It's hard to tell.
Beneath the snows, life
All right.
waits for
Witching lure empowered. Let's probably hit the Tower of Crack again. Yeah, wow, 4,000.
the lands of riches.
Gotta make sure we're casting that on cooldown. And then I think
Invaders died in frozen
let me
justice.
run moves for the other armies. So first of all,
This is my right.
this is very important. They only have an 11 unit garrison.
My authority.
Buddy, could you maybe
I order their death.
he's just like, no, actually I don't want to get up on the
Face
landmass.
my ire.
There we go.
Kislev, the enduring.
Alright, this one I don't actually want to own.
Punch them utterly. For Mother Kislev.
Alright, so wherever their armies are now, they should be suffering massive, massive attrition due to having no place to get supplies from. Not that they would have had functioning supply lines to any of those armies anyway, but this game does not simulate that.
Ice.
We're going to deal with Ostankia in a second here. Can I cannot get close enough to actually affect any of the enemies that will matter here.
Shall follow.
Of the frosts.
You are probably getting teleported next turns. Just hang out for the moment.
Sister of ice.
Arnheim continues to slowly build toward completeness. Yep, this stuff gets upgraded for sure. Definitely going to want to build garrison structure. So when maxed out, this provides the dreaded secret police of the Tsars and Tsarinas. Their officers and safe houses are many. That provides a bunch of units to the garrison. This is just a defensive supplies building. May as well do that. And do we want the defensive supplies building as well? You know what? Let's build a Tallow Keepers Guild. There is another growth building here. It's going to take a lot of growth to get where we're going. We have an outpost available with the Ice Court. Doesn't really feel like a good use of our money. We have access to all these troops already. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
Warding Kislev from chaos.
I really can't tell how much movement I will have left after engaging these armies. I kind of want to just come in here and one by one run them down. It's a little bit of a scary idea. Fort Ostrosk has a real garrison. Skalpos has a large, but honestly not very good army. Yeah, 6 units of Skaven slaves is not very impressive. They have a dragon, effectively, but we're pretty good at fighting a dragon. You can certainly get overwhelmed by them, but we won't. Not by one. I think we can probably take a lot of these troops, but I also think it's going to involve multiple manually fought battles in a row here. So let's call this episode here for today. When you come back next time, we're going to open by going on an absolute just like slaughtering spree and trying to put this Skaven faction 100% out of business if we can. That'll make things way easier on the Ice Court, and then from there, hopefully they can exert a little bit more control over the north so that we can go deal with vampire problems. So that's the plan. Come back next time to see if any part of that works out or if it breaks down right away, and we'll see you then.